Hi everyone, my name's Catherine. I'm the Head of Student Engagement at Solent Students Union. Today I'm here to talk you through everything the union does and how we support you from the minute you pick up your student ID at enrolment to the minute you walk across that stage and pick up your degree. So by the end of this presentation, we'll have looked at who the sabbatical officers are and what they do. We'll look at a number of our different services that we have that students can use. We'll look at societies, events, and your students' union and how we can support you with employability. And finally, we'll take a quick look at how you can get involved with your SU when you're a student. So who are we? Well, from the minute you enroll as a student, you automatically become a member of the Students' Union. You won't need to pay for anything, you won't need to pay a subscription, you won't need a union card. It kind of comes automatically in your student ID card. The Students' Union supports you during your time at Solent through our academic advice service, more on that later. A number of our services are often free as well, so feel free to take advantage of those as much as you can. We support you through societies and activities and throwing events like the Winter Ball and the Union Awards and a number of other smaller events throughout the year. And we support you with any issues that you raise as a student. The student body has an incredibly powerful voice and we are your mouthpiece. We're here to amplify what you want and support you through your time at Solent. Effectively, we make sure that you're getting what you need and what you want out of your student experience. So there are 4 sabbatical officers who are elected into their role for a term of a year. We take care of different factions of the student experience and we represent the student body at higher level university meetings, so things like the Vice Chancellor's Group or the VCG, which is commonly referred to, Board of Governors, various kinds of management meetings and more. This year we have our 4 sabbatical officers, so from left to right we have Stefania, who's the Head of Student Education. We have the President, Winston, we have me, I'm the Head of Student Engagement, and we have Steph, who is the Head of Student Wellbeing. So each sabbatical officer gets to run a campaign, they can run multiple if they'd like, and we get to run group campaigns as well, whether it's the entire 4 of us or just 2, etc. So this year, our main campaigns are mental health, cost of living and employability. They all kind of feed into issues that we think are at the forefront of students' minds. So making sure that you're mentally healthy, supporting you during the uprising cost of living crisis, and making sure that when you leave Solent, you have the best shot of getting a job as anybody else. For example, this year, our solo campaigns are men's mental health from Winston. Steffi is continuing her campaign from last year for stamping out period poverty and trying to get vending machines and free period products in the bathrooms at the university. I'm running 2 campaigns this year. I'm running the Well-Read Novels campaign that looks to expand students' bookshelves and research, read and promote books that have BIPOC, LGBT+, or disabled authors, characters or themes. And I'm also running 1,000 Pairs of Shoes, which is a contribution-based creative writing project. And finally, Steph is looking into sexual violence prevention, not just on campus or around town, but also in domestic life too. You can find out way more about our campaigns on our website as well. So I mentioned previously a number of our services, so let's take a quick look at them. First and foremost, we have our academic advice service, and this provides free advice to students on anything academic. So it can be misconduct complaints, extenuating circumstances requests, academic appeals, disciplinary meetings, complaints, and several more. The advice service offers confidential and impartial advice that's independent from the university, so you don't need to worry about anything getting back to your lecturers. We can provide support in university meetings, things like disciplinary meetings and extenuating circumstance conversations. They can also provide advice on the fitness to practice certificate, which I believe certain degrees will need in order to pursue. And they're available through email, Teams, or you can just drop into the SU office and say hi. The typical opening hours are from 10 to 4, Monday to Friday, and you can pretty much expect a response within 48 hours. That's our general rule. The Safe Solent scheme is a free late night taxi service operating from the Solent Library to student homes in the Southampton area. And the way that you take advantage of this scheme is that you go into the library, we'll have a little phone on a desk just by the turnstiles. You go in, you provide the service with your name, your student ID number, and the address of where you want to go, obviously. And then you sit and wait for your free taxi. The typical run times are from 6 to midnight, Monday to Friday. However, when the library runs its 24-hour periods, we do tend to run 24/7 too. Up here is a map of all of the places that you can go with the Safe Solent scheme. You can go all the way up to Bassett Green, so anyone living around University of Southampton area, you can go back up there. You can go all the way down to Ocean Village as well, and across to Upper Shirley, Fremantle, Lower Shirley, and all the way across to Newton Nicholson. So we have a pretty extensive coverage of the Southampton area. It is also worth noting that within this area is the train station, and taxis can take you to the train station if you're a commuter student, which means that you can get home safely and you don't have to walk from uni to the train station. The Union Exchange is located just inside the East Park Deli, and it's kind of an SU hub for all of your basics and essentials. It's part of our response to the cost of living crisis, and it feeds into this group campaign that all the sabbatical officers are doing. So within the Union Exchange, we'll have a community pantry, a thrift store, free sexual health products and period products. There'll also be a book exchange, and we're aiming to put in a kind of comfy study hangout space as well. The exchange aims to offset some pressures that are felt by students during the cost of living crisis as energy prices and food prices continue to rise. And it's going to act as kind of an appendix to the Students' Union, so we intend for it to be a one-stop shop for some of your basics. So societies are pretty much one of the first things that people will think about when you think about the Students' Union and kind of extracurricular clubs and things that you can join when you're a student. And here's a quick list of some of the ones that we have here. So this year we have things like the D20 Society, any Dungeons and Dragons fans out there? Japanese Arts and Media, if you're into anime. You got the LGBT+ Society, the Live Events Society, who train you up on various technologies to do with live events, theatre, concerts, and so on. You got Radio Sonar, if you're interested in having your own radio show. The Solent Skate Society, Solent Stage, if you're a budding performer. The Video Game Society, who not only meet up and play video games, they also train for esports tournaments. You have Sonar Events, Sonar Television, and the Spirit of Solent Society, who are our cocktail and mocktail society. They are a riot on a night out. If you look at the list of societies and you can't find anything that piques your interest, you do have the option to adopt a society that used to exist, or you can create your own when you become a student. The SU is always here to support you with this as well. So people join societies to make friends, meet people with a similar interest. They also give you some skills that you can throw on your CV. For example, an anecdote, I was a performing arts student when I was at uni. I signed up to LES, the Live Events Society, and got trained up on how to program lights. And now my lighting CV is longer than my performing arts one. Providing skills that can be put on your CV is a really, really integral part of societies, and they're kind of unsung heroes for that. We also have the Union Awards, which is a fantastic reason to get dressed up and party with your mates. It happens at the end of the year, and it's the Students' Union's chance to celebrate achievements from students, staff members, and societies, and a chance to appreciate all the hard work that's done by those parties. It's great fun, it's a riot. So these are some pretty standard ways that you can engage with your Students' Union. They vary in terms of levels of engagement, but you can follow us on social media. Ours is @SolentSU. You can join societies. This is the main way that people like to engage with us. It's also one of the easiest and most fun. You can come to, or you can share posts about events, also a fun way to interact with us. You can run for a position in an election, or you can vote in an election. You can become a course rep, you can become a part-time officer. Using our services is another pretty easy way people interact with us, whether it's the Safe Solent scheme, getting a taxi home late at night, or coming into our Union Exchange and picking up some items from the community pantry. Also, by giving us feedback. It's really important that we receive feedback from the students to make sure that we're still on message, make sure that we're still supporting them the way that they need to be supported, and to fill in any gaps that we're potentially missing. There are a number of services, groups and councils there. On the other side, you've got Student Council, which is our main form of communication between the student body. You've got the Societies Forum, which is coming back this year. We used to have Societies Council, it's since been changed. You've got the Academic Advice Service, the Union Exchange, Safe Solent, and the Vehicle Hire, which I didn't go into, but we do have a minibus that you can hire out for society events, getting to and from, things like training sessions, stuff like that. So, you might not have thought this far ahead, but a lot of people will tell you in the next 3 years that having a degree on its own simply isn't enough. That's fine, the union can help you with that. So you can join a society and gain all those skills. I was talking about my CV a bit earlier. You can find jobs and volunteering opportunities through your union. We have pages about this on our website as well. You can become a course rep or a part-time officer representing a particular faction of the student body, or you can become a sabbatical officer, like me, and represent the student body as a whole within one specific field. So, they're telling you a degree isn't enough? Fine, but university is way more than a degree, and the union can help. So that's everything I have for you today. If you have any questions, please do feel free to get in touch with us through email. You can check out our website as well, and make sure you follow us on social media.